Now listen. Now you where you from? Mexico. All right. So on this sign, when you look at the so-called Mexicans, they come from the tribe of Issachar, right? Or the Aztecs, or what they used to say, Aztecar. Aztecar, Issachar, it's the same word. All right. Now, when you look at that word, Mexico, Mexican, all of that stuff, there's a history that comes behind it, right? Where or how did the first Mexicans actually get to that country? No. Now that's a good guess. Christopher Columbus came to that land. He actually came to the island of Hispaniola, which is now Santo Domingo and Haiti, the Dominican Republic and Haiti. He came there and actually enslaved those people, which are your brothers, which are his brothers, which are her brothers. A lot of times what we're taught in this country is Hispanics and black people are two different people. You drop your flyer. We're taught that Hispanics and black people are two different people, correct? But we're the same.
Right.
We're the same exact people.
Teacher.
Now watch this, Second Esdras. I'm gonna show you some history that is never taught. Because primarily, were you raised Catholic? Christian? What denomination? Just Christian? Okay, all right. So when we look at history, right? Because that's what we have to go by. The Bible is a historical book. When you look at history, you have to understand that the people that were living in Mexico, they were not always there. They came from somewhere. You ever heard of a man called Gaspar Yanga? Gaspar Yanga was a very huge black man. Like, he was like his tall, but you ever seen Dwayne The Rock Johnson? He's like that big, dark as hell. Dude named Gaspar Yanga. He actually stayed right here in the mountains of Mexico. And when the Europeans came over to try to take that land over, he fought them because he had a higher elevation and he beat they behinds. And actually, and guess when he died? 1491. The very next year, no, matter of fact, he died in 1618. The very next year, 1619, what was the big thing that happened in 1619? Transatlantic slave trade.
Bring it out.
Transatlantic slave trade. So your forefather, who beat the Europeans up and actually showed them what it is that we are, which are gods among the earth. He beat them so bad, but then he died, so then they was able to get to the over. Watch this, Second Esdras.
Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 40.
Watch this.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners.
Now I want you to understand something. In the Bible, it said those are the 10 tribes, right? Now, there are 12 tribes altogether, right? But there was a split in the Bible, right? Early on in the book of Kings. My tribe and your tribe, we had a beef, right? So my tribe took Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and we all stuck together, right? Just like black people stick together now. But Hispanic people are right with us in the same areas and we think that we're different, right? So then Ephraim and the rest of the tribes, they went ahead and left, right? Because there was a split. We were Judah, y'all were Ephraim or Northern Kingdom, all right? That's what it was called. And in the New Testament, y'all are called uncircumcision, Gentiles. That's the Gentile. You're the Gentile that is talking about in the New Testament, right? Us too, because we grew up American-minded. We didn't grow up knowing we was Israel. Read.
Prisoners out of their own land.
So these are the 10 tribes that were carried away prisoners out of their own land. Because they were carried prisoner into the land of Assyria. The land of Assyria is this area right here. While we went over to Babylon, well, Babylon is over there. When we went over to Babylon, y'all went over to Assyria. Read.
In the time of Hosea the king.
In the time of Hosea the king, read.
Whom Shalmaneser the king of Assyria led away captive.
Shalmaneser, remember that word, remember that name. It's a very unique name. Shalmaneser. Look it up when you get home. Shalmaneser. He was a king of Assyria who took our people, your tribe specifically, into captivity. Read.
And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land.
So they carried them over the waters and they came to another land. Why? Because they didn't go, they was living in the land of Israel. So they carried them over the waters into another land. Read.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
But they took this counsel among themselves, right? This is what the northern tribes did, the 10 tribes, right? Read.
That they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
It says, you know what? We're going to leave this area. We're going to leave Assyria. Read.
And go forth into a further country.
And they're going to go into another country. Read.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Where never mankind dwelt. Now, I got to ask you a question. You know a little bit about history, right? When you look at this map right here, it said they thought that they was going to go to a country where never mankind dwelt. Where do you think that was, looking at this map?
Africa?
No, we was in Africa already.
Oh shit. Yeah.
We was already in Africa. So where do you think that they thought man never dwelt before? Man never lived in this place. Over here. Remember, at one point in time, they thought the earth was flat. And they thought that, hey, if you go past Africa, if you keep going east, you might fall off the face of the earth. But Columbus actually read this Bible. You can take a picture of it if you want. Columbus actually read this Bible and said, hey, the Bible said that there was a place that the other tribes would go to that mankind wasn't living.
Teacher.
Read.
That they might dare keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Because guess what? The Mexicans, they had a dress code. The Mexicans had a law. They had things to keep. When you look at the history, they worship the sky god, right? When you look in Mexico, there's pyramids, right? With the same dimensions as the pyramids in Egypt. You hear what I said? The pyramids in Mexico have the same dimensions as the pyramids in Egypt. How do you think that is? What's your name, by the way?
David.
David. Powerful name. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the same dimensions of the pyramids in Mexico match the dimensions of the pyramids in Egypt? Because the same people built them.
Right.
Those slaves in Egypt, in the book of Exodus, those are your people. Why do you think they left over here on this side of the earth, came over here and built the same type of pyramids? Read on.
Verse 43. And they entered into Euphrates.
So they entered into Euphrates. The Euphrates is right here, right? They entered into the Euphrates, right? Read.
By the narrow passages of the river.
By the narrow passages of the river. Read.
For the Most High then showed signs for them.
They showed signs for them. Give me that in Chronicles about Issachar and the signs. 12:32. But watch this. He said they came through Euphrates, right? You see Euphrates River right here? And they moved out of Euphrates and came all the way around. Because when you look at this map, it's just a small part. But there's actually a current that flows in the water that brings everything from here to here. Why do you think every hurricane, where does it originate?
From the Pacific.
From the Ivory Coast. And where does it go? 9 times out of 10 it goes straight here, right? Why? Because that's where the current is pushing it. Y'all knew that. Read that.
First Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 32. And the children of Issachar.
The children of Issachar. The Mexicans. Read.
Which were men that had understanding of the time.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. He said, the men of Issachar, right? The Mexicans, which had what?
Which had the understanding of the times.
What does the Mexicans have that tells them time? True, but didn't they make a calendar? The Aztec calendar, because they understood time. So y'all was able to look through here and say, no, we need to go this way. Now we need to go that way. Now we're gonna go around the Horn of Africa, and it's gonna push us all the way over here. Y'all understood that. We didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shows you how much of a powerful heritage and history that y'all have.
Right.
Y'all, we have the same history. Read on.
To know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
So y'all, the Issacharites, Mexicans, so-called Mexicans, y'all knew what to do, how to do it, and what Israel needed to do. Like, hey, we need to do this. Why do you think the Aztec calendar stops at 2012? Y'all knew something we didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's this big, great awakening of a lot of our people that know, hey, we the Israelites. That stuff happened like that out of nowhere. Go back to 2nd Esdras.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, verse 44.
Read.
For the Most High did show signs for them,
So they showed signs for them, read.
and held still the flood.
And they held still the flood. The flood was the Euphrates, because the Euphrates used to flood every year to give agriculture to the areas that we were farming. Read.
Till they were passed over.
Uh-huh.
For through that country there was a great way to go.
So through the country, in order to get over here, there was a great way to go. How long?
Namely, of a year and a half.
It took them a year and a half to get from this side to this side by boat. Read.
And the same region is called Arsaret.
The same reason it's called what?
Arsaret.
Arsaret. Arsaret. When you look up Arsaret, Columbus identified America with Arsaret, and which means new land or new world. Guess what? Y'all knew that. Y'all found this out and said, you know what? We need to leave here because we got to keep the commandments of God. And that the Assyrians, they're not letting us keep the commandments of God. So we're going to leave, and we're going to go over here. Go to Genesis 49 about Issachar.
I got 4%.
Hey, look, I just want to show you a couple things. You got the flyer. Look this information up. Are you from here?
I'm from Mexico.
So you're from Mexico?
Yeah, South Texas.
Guess what? We have camps in Corpus Christi. They go to El Paso. They go to Juarez. They go to what's the other city? Veracruz.
Yeah.
They go to Veracruz. I'm talking about they go there. They're probably there right now. They go there all the time. You'll probably see us in the purple and gold out there teaching. Read.
Genesis 49 and 14. Issachar is a strong ass.
He said Issachar is a strong ass. You know, an ass is a donkey. Read.
Couching down between two burdens.
Couching down between two burdens, meaning holding things on their back. Why do you think y'all are one of the hardest working people? Honestly. Y'all are one of the hardest working people. You ever heard of the Underground Railroad? Did you know that there was an Underground Railroad that went to Mexico? Where Mexicans actually helped black people escape off the plantations and flee into Mexico? How do you think we communicated with each other? Y'all wasn't speaking Spanish at the time. We were speaking the same language. We spoke the same language. Y'all helped us. Now it's our turn to return the favor.
That's right.
You are from the tribe of Issachar. You're not just a Mexican.
Right.
That goes to all of you so-called Hispanics. Y'all are the Israelites of the Bible.
Right.
And you gotta keep the commandments of God. You have to. You have to. All right?
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.